A 12 News special presentation. Southeast Texas votes. The Jefferson County Democratic Sheriff's Debate.
Good evening and welcome to our 12 News special report, The Race for Jefferson County Sheriff. I'm your host, Kevin Steele. Thank you for being with us. Ahead of the March 1st primary, 12 News is pleased to offer you the three candidates in the contested Democratic side vying to be your next sheriff. Our debate begins in just moments. First, the candidates. Assistant Deputy Chief of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, Rod Carroll. Chief of Police at Prairie View A&M University, Xena Stevens, and Chief Deputy Constable of Jefferson County, Precinct 1, Joe Quarterback Stephenson. Welcome to all of you. Your willingness to serve is very much appreciated. Thanks so much for being with us. We want to begin by giving each of you 45 seconds to formally introduce yourselves and speak to the audience at home. We thank you in advance for strictly holding with our very tight time constraints tonight. We will start with you, Mr. Carroll.
Thank you very much. My name is Rod Carroll, and I'm Democratic candidate for Sheriff of Jefferson County. I come to you today with 27 years of law enforcement experience. I've been endorsed by every law enforcement agency and association in Jefferson County, as well as Beaumont Fire Department, Sabine Area Labor Council, Port Arthur News, Beaumont Enterprise, and Sheriff Mitch Woods. I'm currently Assistant Deputy Chief of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. I'm the only candidate that has owned and operated his own business and led a large organization. I understand what it takes to lead people. I'm past recipient of the Beaumont the Beaumont Chamber of Commerce Business Person of the Year Award. As a Master Peace Officer, CPA, and licensed paramedic, I understand the most important concern for our community is safety.
Very good. Ms. Stevens?
First of all, I want to say thank you guys for having us here. I am Xena Stevens, and I'm a candidate for Jefferson County Sheriff. Why? Because I'm passionate about helping the community. This community has nurtured me, has nurtured my career. I grew up here, I live here, went to public schools here, graduated from Lamar University. I believe it's very important to give back to the community that's given so much to me. Currently, I'm the Chief of Police at Prairie View. I am the only candidate that has actual chief experience as a police chief, and I was the Deputy Chief at Jefferson County Sheriff's Office for the past 11 years before accepting the position as the Chief of Police at Prairie View. I have 27 years of verifiable law enforcement experience. I've worked cases. I've managed budgets and people. I understand the importance of protecting and servicing the community.
Thanks very much. Mr. Stephenson?
I'm Joe QB Stephenson, also a candidate for Jefferson County Sheriff, #1 on the ballot. I'm a 1977 graduate of Hebrew High School. I've been with Jefferson County 32 years. 7 of those years I served in corrections. 3 of those years I was in the DARE unit. In 25 years I've been a law enforcement officer. 16 of those years I served as Precinct 6 constable, which I was the department head. So I myself know about administration duties as far as budget managing, budget preparing, disciplinary settings, and during that time, I only answered to the public. So my 16-year experience makes me the most qualified candidate as far as having that kind of start.
All right, thanks to all of you. A quick look tonight at how the debate will work. With only 30 minutes time, we will be brief. Once asked a question, candidates, you will have 30 seconds to respond. You'll be informed by one of our stage managers when you have 15 seconds remaining and when your time is up. I'll also step in if you go past your allotted time just to keep it tight. So let's get right to it. This first question is for all of you. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office operates on a $42 million budget, which is a third of the county's total operating budget. A big deal. If oil industry tax revenues to the county are substantially lower, as is believed could be the case, there will likely be belt tightening at the county level. Expenses, personnel, policy changes, or asking the county for more money. What would be your plan for action, or possibly something else? Mr. Carroll, we begin with you.
All right. As a certified public accountant, I understand what it takes to operate a budget. I understand what it takes to look at savings and run a budget efficiently, effectively. In this situation, we're going to need to look at, costs. We're going to need to look at salaries. We're going to need to look at positions as they become vacant and support, the law enforcement directive. Most importantly, we need to make sure our community is staying safe when we're making these decisions.
Okay, Ms. Stevens?
Well, as a deputy chief at the Sheriff's Department for 11 years, I have had the responsibility of helping to oversee the budget. We've had shortfalls before. The important thing to do is to look at how effective can we be with our personnel that we have, reallocating personnel. The basic forefront of any law enforcement division is the patrol division. And so in terms of reallocating personnel, I think it's going to be very important to look at ways to keep people safe by reallocating people to patrol, making sure the communities are safe, making sure they're still visible.
And Mr. Stephenson?
Well, I don't think it's a secret that the Sheriff's Department is very top-heavy. I think there's a duplication of supervisor positions in certain divisions. So you're going to have to look at that, because if you could take some of those funds and create more positions, like Chief Stevens said, as far as improving and increasing patrol, that is always a concern that's never really been addressed here the last 4 or 5 years. So that budget is what it is, and someone's going to have to do some serious managing and perhaps cutting.
Let's drill down into this matter. Saving money. Our second question, have you found ways to save taxpayer dollars in the past that you can now articulate with us? And we start on this round with you, Mr. Stephenson. Ways to save money.
Yes, one way to save money is to cut down on the termination. I think too many officers get terminated, and I'm big on knowing that our tax dollars pay to clothe, it pay to train those officers, it pays for the psychological tests, it pays for the physical. And every time one of those officers are terminated or forced to resign or forced to retire, that is tax dollars down the drain, because you have to keep on replacing them. It's just a cycle, just a circle. So if you cut down on that alone, it would save some tax dollars, because it has been quite a few officers has been terminated at that department.
Ms. Stevens?
Well, I think one of the major things, again, that we're going to have to look at, there are cost savings in certain divisions or certain areas. Personnel is a place that you never want to look at when you talk about cost savings. I think, it's going to be important to reallocate positions, appointed positions and supervisor positions to put them in areas where the need is greater. There are other areas, military equipment and maintenance equipment, I think it's important to look at. We really need to look at how important some of the areas are with some of the toys that we have, helicopters and things of that nature. How often do we utilize some of that equipment? And they're important to us, but we have to look at how important to us. If
Okay.
jobs can be saved, we need to save those jobs first.
And Mr. Carroll?
Well, I think what we'd have to do is first look at retooling our agency. We need to check, see what we have that can be extended in life, such as patrol cars. We need to look at what is spent. One of the things we need to look at is for grants. There are grants out there that we can have matching grants to have things that our agency can use, such as the CAD systems and things along those lines, to make us work more efficiently and effectively. Of course, CAD stands for Computer-Aided Dispatching System. But these are the things we're going to need to do, is we're going to address on a line item in our budget what can be saved and what can be cut.
All right. Thanks so much to all of you. We are just getting started tonight. Are there issues with race relations that the Sheriff's Office could remedy? Our one-on-one with the candidates continues in a quick minute with more of your questions answered. Stay with us.